Judges 2:20. The anger of the Lord burned against Israel, and he said, because this nation has broken my covenant, I will communicate to their ancestors and does not listen to the word communicated to their ancestors and does not listen to my word. I will not continue to drive out before them any of the nations because they don't listen to my word. It's important that we listen to God's word. Not doing so has results. The results lead to judgment, ultimately, and our own destruction. Okay. Isaiah 1:4-6. Sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a sin of evildoers, children that dwell corruptly. They have forsaken the Lord. They have despised the Holy One of Israel. They are estranged and gone backwards. So they go in rebellion. They go back to the ways of Egypt, paganism, all this stuff. It's quite possible that before the time Abraham walked with God, that his ancestors may have been in pagan practices, considering how his brother's family, later we learn, was in pagan practice. We see Esau later in pagan practice. We see Israel itself later in pagan practice, which is what it's talking about here. They're doing evil because they're rejecting the Lord. When you reject the Lord's guidance, there's nothing left but falling into sin. And they were falling hard into sin. They're seeking everything but the Lord, who they should have been seeking. And while paganism may not be done much today in America, false idols are. Putting up money and prestige over what the Lord wants is often done. Putting up self and going backwards to serve them things. Verse 5. Why will ye be still stricken, that ye revolt more and more? The whole head is sick, and the whole heart is faint. The results of their sin was starting to catch up with them. God was starting to slowly punish them, but instead of turning to Him, they kept further turning away. God will give us warning signs before He sends the whole thing. The whole thing was them going into captivity. But they weren't listening to the warning signs. They weren't, so He sent them prophets. They didn't learn to listen to Him. You know, we should listen to God's warning signs when we're not doing what's right. We shouldn't have to wait till the judgment comes on us as a result of the sin. Verse 6. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds, and bruises, and fresh stripes that have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mortified with oil. Oil was used for healing. So he's saying your bruises are still not even healed up, and yet you're still turning away. The results of your sin haven't faded; it's still fresh. Yet you continue in your path of sin. You see this? What happened to you? That's a result of your sin. You're still affected by what happened today. The effects haven't gone away, yet you're still in rebellion. And oftentimes, we have to hit our worst before we turn to God. But it shouldn't be like that. You know, they had evidence of the rebellion and how it was affecting them. Yet they didn't care.